Hello everybody, welcome down into the basement for our weekly look at what's going on with my dungeon hydroponics garden. And yeah, a few things in the soil too. First, before I get into it really quickly, I have sent off 2 envelopes today. They are being put in the mail as I speak. So Lloyd, Barb, those are on the way. Sorry for the delay. I lost them, you know, it happens. But they have been found and they are on their way out today. So, yes, with that aside, let's take a look at what's growing on. I am pleased to say that out of all these seeds that I've put into my egg carton here, I do have quite a few coming up. Looks like a Thai dragon, a couple of those Big Sun habaneros, Chinese 5 colors, and the Trinidad Congo. So I'm going to need to transplant those out of here so I can get the rest of them back on the warming mat. But I've also got some popping up in that other egg carton. Unfortunately, these ones were covered up a little bit too long, so I got a little bit on the leggy side, so I'll have to transplant these guys further down into the soil. But looks like these 2 are carbonero peppers, and this one I believe is a shishito. So that is excellent. Good start, good start. Well, we're on to sprouting seedlings. Here are those New Mexico 6 chilies. 2 out of the 4 that I planted. One's looking pretty darn good. Really, this pot will just be big enough for one anyway, so it's not too much of a heartbreak that the others aren't popping up there. Then on my plant shelf here, got some very wobbly hand today. Lovely growth going on with this coffee tree here, and the basil's been thinned down to a single plant in that cup. This scraggly sage looks like it's starting to recover, but here's a nice looking little rosemary. Very slow to grow, the rosemary. It's my understanding I'm not the only person having that issue. But here we go with a couple of the crimson red peppers. These guys are doing fantastic. Here's the chocolate bootla that I put up on the shelf. Now these little guys here, this is one of the indigo rose tomatoes that I put down just the other day. Well, 2 I guess. It will be thinned to 1 eventually. Just like this, indigo rose will be thinned to 1 eventually. And here are the tomatoes that I squished out of that cherry tomato from the store, and wouldn't you know it, I have sprouts. So that is fantastic news. Then down here on the warming mat I've got 18 Carolina Reaper seeds. Well, just plain Reaper seeds, I guess. These ones came from Ontario, not Carolina, so we shall see how those do. I salvaged them from the dried peppers I was given. So, yeah, hopefully they'll do just fine. And over here in the Euro Grower garden, stabilize that light a little bit, I put a couple of tomatoes in where the crimson red pepper was. These are the Juliet hybrids, the volunteer tomatoes, a lovely paste style tomato. Got some more in soil here. And then I don't believe I showed it in last week's video, but I did end up shoving some Market More cucumber seeds down in there. Look at that, 4 sprouting for me. I think I only put 4 in there, so that is excellent news. And back here, the Naga Black is finally starting to put on some true leaves in there, and that one little Carolina Reaper that I left in the garden. It's not the biggest pepper here, but it's got some nice, honest looking true leaves, so that is excellent. Still got a couple of pepper varieties here in my nut tray. I got to plant these out today. But I believe this Bahut Jalokia Yellow, and I think this might be another Naga Black. It is. So that's cool. Very excited about that. And the nice sage there, you know, looking very nice. Not necessarily a hydroponic plant, but it's under the fluorescent light. And that little yard fatale there is doing pretty good. These are the seeds I saved from that paper towel experiment. I had 1 out of the 6 that didn't sprout, but otherwise I've got plenty of tomato starts for next year. And here we go. This says it's a Carolina Reaper, but it's not. It is in fact a billy goat. These 2 billy goats are doing alright. And these fatales here are doing alright. And this fatale over here is doing alright. Let's check on the chocolate bootla down there. I'd say that particular plant looks pretty good. Surviving just fine. Forgotten what pepper this is. Let's take a look here. What do we got? Bahut Jalokia Yellow. Fantastic. So I have to say, this fluorescent light, as much as I hate fluorescent lights, is definitely doing its job. Getting some good solid growth out of the things that are beneath it. Still haven't gotten a second light fixture, but that's because I'm cheap when you get right down to it. This one here I got for like $25, and that price I'm okay with. But I keep going back to various stores looking for them. I was in Brandon the other day, and it was like 60 something for basically this exact same fixture. So I'm a little miffed about that. I don't know quite what I'm going to do. I do eventually need to get another one because, let's face it, lighting like that directly over the two sides be a whole lot better than lighting kind of swinging free in the middle. But it's still doing better than the 2700K bulbs, and yeah, I'd have to say it's probably doing better than the 5000K bulbs too. Because yes, I am getting good growth underneath that 5000K LED, but yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily better growth. And the things that do look like they're doing better, I think it's probably because they're in actual soil. I'm still not entirely sold on the hydroponic thing. Ooh, on that note though, let's take a look at the cracky peppers, because these two crimson red peppers are doing exceptionally well, way better than I expected, to be perfectly honest. And we take a look here, let's see if I can zoom in and see that. There are a whole bunch of new roots forming up at the top there. Can you see that through the black bars? And those are clearly going to be the air roots for this thing. Look at that. This is doing amazing in my opinion. Just get that back in where it's supposed to be there. So I'm really excited about this. Those of you who have followed the channel for a while know that I haven't had the best of luck with crack key style stuff, but there is no air stone in there. It's just the water, the nutrients, and the roots. So far these plants look pretty darn happy. Seriously thinking about grabbing another box of chicken and then maybe moving one of these yard fatales over, so I've got more space for a different type of pepper in the Euro grower here. We'll just have to see ultimately what comes of it. Y'all know how I am about this. I change my mind as often as I come up with an idea. It's like, no, you know what, this will be better, and so I go with it. Starting to get things set up here for a few more pepper seeds to start. It's my understanding I've got a package in the mail from Mr. Dave. So huge thanks to you for that. I got a 20 pack of seeds coming. That's going to put me over 100 varieties, so that's awesome. If I could even have one of each of those growing, that'd be great. I mean, yeah, that would be a lot of peppers, right? One of each variety at over 100 is 100 pepper plants, and you know, that's a lot of garden space that it's going to take up. But you know, around here we really don't mind ripping up some lawn. Let's see if I can get less of a glare. Ripping up some lawn to put down more garden, because that's kind of well, that's kind of why we moved out here. It's all about gardening, growing the peppers, learning to grow in more extreme conditions. And I'd say growing in Manitoba as compared to growing in British Columbia definitely qualifies for more extreme conditions. It is ridiculous. I can't believe that I'm putting myself through this, but at the same time, once I get a greenhouse up out there, it's going to be phenomenal. It'll be much more like I'm used to. I'll get a few more months at the beginning, a few more months at the end, and I'll have a proper pepper season, so huzzah! Anywho, there's really not much else to report down here. I got seeds starting, I got pepper plants growing, of course. I'm a little surprised that I branched out into tomatoes and cucumbers as well down here, but why not, right? That pumpkin is doing so well. Oh, did I show you guys the pumpkin? Here is that pumpkin plant that is, I'd say it's doing pretty well. I mean, it doesn't look like an outdoor pumpkin by any means, but all the light that it's getting is really from that LED, so that is phenomenal. I keep seeing these little clusters that look to me like they're going to be flowers, but they never quite open up for me. So I haven't had the opportunity to self-pollinate anything. But that would be so cool. I would love to say I grew some pumpkins in the dungeon. So yeah, we'll see what comes of all that. And that is, I guess, where I'm going to wrap it up today. I've got some transplanting to do, but we're all pretty familiar with how that works. You know, you take the seedling and you put it into a larger container. Woo! Yeah, so I have no idea if there's going to be anything coming up between now and next midweek report, but stick around, make sure you're subbed and all that jazz. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy what I'm sharing with you here today. And yeah, I will for sure see you guys in the middle of next week. Take care, everybody, and stay warm out there.